Hello, Lisa here, Interdimensional 5D. If you go to sleep at night and you feel like you did something, more than likely you have. We consider this that you work for the army of the Lord or you're working for the army of the bad guys. Either way, I'm speaking to you. These are based on Dolores Cannon's work, reading the Bible, my personal experiences, and throw into that I believe in the ancient alien theories. Now I'm just on here to show you. Look, I've completely packed up the room. It's an old picture of my son-in-law. Everything's gone. The dresser's empty, pretty much. I got everything into my car. So the room is devoid. I've cleaned it up. It reminds me of grapes of wrath. Going in my car is just full of stuff. uh, all that weight, surely it won't tip over, hopefully, and hopefully I'm not going into bad weather. So I will touch base with y'all when I land somewhere. I've got a storage locker container to figure out how to ship somewhere different. It was a matter of where do I want to be? Well, my kids want me to be with them. Should I let the audience know where I'm heading? Spirit says no. I have a lot of enemies out there. So many people don't like it that I say, my God says fuck, or the way I express myself. Evidently, there's. Can you imagine that there's people who make decisions about who can be and who can't be based on how they express themselves? Man, y'all need to come down out of your effing clouds and really talk to people on the subway. Go to a bar you don't know. Talk to that guy on the street corner, and then you won't have those same kind of closed minded paradigms. Just, I'm sure glad I'm not an elitist. And if I ever do become one, I hope I always stay real. Anyway, how'd it go at the Kennedy Center? I heard that was a debacle. There was one of those famous women who shows her tits everywhere. Screamed out like a hellion, and I said to Victor, "Oh, that's one of your partners, huh? I'm sure that was a rewarding career choice." And so Victor's licking his wounds, and I started working on the story, and I'll be working on the story in earnest as I travel. I wrote an introduction about it because in this whole awakening paradigm, you don't really know. Um, so in my introduction, I say either this is truth based on circumstantial evidence, or it's just the imaginings of a totally cracked mind because I lost it when I had to leave my home and my family. I've lost my why. And it's been a whole year. Never in my life did I think I would not be able to be established in a year. And I think it pretty much, hopefully, if what my spirit teams tell me is true, the anacronyms have finally figured out I don't have money stashed anywhere, and that I am who I say I am. There's been so many people who have tried to, who've stolen my identity and tried to be me. And to any of you who did that because you're jealous of me, I don't think most of you could walk a day in my shoes. But, maybe that's me being arrogant. And I have to look through my life and see what are the patterns. So on this drive home, which I really don't like being on a road trip by myself. It's always more fun when you have somebody to talk to, a navigator, and you can share the driving. But at least I don't have carpal tunnel in my hands anymore, and I'm capable of sitting or moving for long periods of time. So it gives me an opportunity to go through what are the patterns I need to change. Who do I want to become? How do I want to be different? Can I do the things I think I can do? And as far as love goes, I'm pretty much me and God if gonna walk it. Because seriously, I guess, what's the saying? Beau- there's a saying, beauty's wasted on the young, and I guess I wasted mine. And it's like, there's doors don't open when you look like this. So I just have to put on my professional big girl pants and just toughen up and harden up. And it's hard after years of having your own home and doing for yourself and feeling like you're appreciated and you're somebody. And I have to say, based on the experiences I've been through, I feel a little, I'm still bereft and I'm still grieving. And what I grieve more, I don't miss the ex because I know he did some heinous things. I am going to go speak to uh, police department because I keep getting what is it, Wells Fargo tells me, hey, it's time to make your mortgage payment. Oh, really? So somebody is taking out a mortgage in my name, and if there's a piece of property in my name, I'm fucking coming for it, dude. I'm taking you all the way down. So you either talk to me with respect and play nice and do whatever the F I want, or I'm coming. I'm coming hardcore because what you've done is all of you who've done stuff to me without knowing me. It's coming, and it's not necessarily coming from me. You're going to find out. And those of you who don't know God, you might meet him personally. I find that fascinating. I wish I could be there to see it. And that is how much I believe that God will protect me. Okay? They put it in your mind. When you start fighting this battle, you're going to hear, you're a loser, you're a nobody, you're so stupid, you're so effing ugly, you're so fat, she's this, that, and the other thing. Like, you hear them. And they do that. Witchcraft covens get together and they chant shit at a specific person. So if you're hearing that stuff in your head, it's not necessarily you in your head. There are groups of people that get together to F with other people. Tarot readers talk about it all the time. Okay? I hope the acronyms get this shit together on my behalf. I'd be very grateful because this is probably one of the biggest conspiracies, probably bigger than a presidential conspiracy, which just effing blows me away. And the people involved, the names of the people involved blow me away. Anyway, I'm disappointed in Victor yet again. And that doesn't surprise me. I guess he's very superficial and not very grown up for his age and can't break away from, oh, I have to be with, what should I say, Spirit? Oh, I have to be with other famous people. Otherwise, what will people think of me? Oh, if you're, I feel sorry for some of you who get treated like racehorses and you can't go and be and do what you want to be, and you're always corralled, told how to behave, what to wear, who you should be with. That's, I'm kind of grateful to have the freedom I have, and hopefully I get to turn a new page, and I hope the Victor story turns out to be kind of fun. Um, should I read some of it to them? I read, I wrote the introduction, and I'll read it some other time. They want me to, but I rewrote some of the beginning. Well, it's an interesting thing. Oh, before I go there, I lost 2 days of time. So Wednesday happened. And then I came out and said something about a ninth dimensional Victor. And then, poof, I lost track of time. And my daughter says, Mom, it's Friday. And it was like, holy shit, no way, it's effing Friday. I lost 2 days. I lost 2 days time traveling, doing something for ninth dimensional so-and-so. And so then I had to scurry and pack up, and it's like, whoa. So either I was just in a fog for 2 whole days, maybe the coven had my mind sedated for 2 whole days, or I actually did some kind of time travel shit for what's his name, who doesn't appreciate the F out of me. And then I found out when I listened to the Kennedy, um, your star performer wasn't there. Ooh la la, sis boom ba, the audience got mad. Yay for that. That made me happy to hear. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, the beginning of the Victor thing. See, I met Victor in 1970 before Victor was born. So he came by, young British boy. He was about 11 or 12 years old when I met him. And I guess he went on and he lived till 19. And then that young man passed away based on the 3 or 4 characters that are attacking us now in this scenario, who are keeping us apart. So he was born in, I can't remember, 1979 or 78, in the late 70s. So, in some ways, Victor is a dual dimensional person. Which I don't know how many people know him, but if sometimes he fades in and out, it's because he's not all the way here and he has some resolution of stuff to figure out. And I'm it makes me laugh because I don't think he's able to figure it out on his own. He needs help. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I met Victor in 1970 when he was in a previous life. That's what I found out. Anyway, I put it in the story because it makes for an interesting story, and I had to write it in the introduction. Well, since none of it's actually been verified, this has to come under the heading of science fiction. But in my mind, it'll always be a work of reality, or else it really shows how effed up my head is and that I'm really somebody who's just lost it on the inside. Anyway, a little bit about Victor, and I'm gonna work on it on my travels. I'm gonna work on myself in my travels because I'll have a lot of alone time. And if it looks pretty on the drive and we see colors and stuff, maybe I'll turn on the camera and let you join in on the drive. But basically, I don't really want people to know, because out there in the etherics, I have heard several people say, I'm not going to make it. That I guess it's just fear-based stuff to make me afraid. I'm going to get beaten up. I'm going to die. And they have been doing throwing death stuff at me, trying to cut my leg and little twinges of pain here and there. And I just talked to Michael, so and so is doing it, because they always tell me who's doing it, and then it stops. So it's a whole different paradigm when you think of your physical ailments as being your witchcraft. They're not really physical ailments, and you have far more control of your body that way. Anyway, I just wanted to say hi, show you that I emptied the room. I am on my way starting tomorrow. So peace out, everybody. Remember, I think you're freaking amazing, and I absolutely love you. And take care of yourselves, okay? Stay safe. They say the Mercury retrograde's starting tomorrow. Usually for me, when the retrograde happens, things turn a more positive light. So I'm looking forward to that. I guess those planetary movements affect everybody differently. Anyway, don't hang on to that too much. Just be who you are and sally forth. Be brave. Go forward. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay? And a lot of you are a whole lot younger than I am. Anyway, peace out again, everybody. Be well now. Bye.